What's going on, my Cartelians? Cartel from Hell back again. This time I'm going to have this complete review of this Pop Culture Shock RYU statue. And, I'm very excited to bring this piece to you guys. It's definitely a very beautiful statue. And I'm very happy to have it in my collection. One thing about Pop Culture Shock is you are definitely getting a very limited statue. That being said, the edition size on this statue for the regular is kind of high at 750. And the whole reason behind that, I would have to say, is just sheerly the popularity of this character. When it comes to Street Fighter, in any Street Fighter collection, you're going to have a RYU. Hands down, no matter what. You could skip a whole bunch of other characters, but no matter what, you pretty much have to have a RYU. And an edition size of 750 for Pop Culture Shock, like I have said, it's a little high. But it all depends on the character, you guys. It really does. And I know a lot of people don't care about edition sizes, but I am definitely a collector that does care about edition sizes. And I would rather have something that's a little more sought after just because it is, rare. And that's pretty much, one of the aspects that I really love about collecting. And I just don't want, my collection to be the same as everybody else's and vice versa. I'm sure a lot of people feel the same way. And it's not, just that. It's also for, the value of your statues. And I definitely am not a collector that sells a lot of statues. I would rather have them in my collection and enjoy them for myself. But if you ever do need to, sell a statue, that's something you obviously need to think about. But that's really not the reason why I'm in this hobby, you guys. Really not even close. Not at all. And I definitely usually go for the exclusive versions, and I have already said why I didn't get the exclusive on this one. It's not because I didn't want the exclusive. It is because I was on a camping trip, and I couldn't get any cell phone signal at that time to order the exclusive. So when I got back, I had the option to order regular, so I did to make sure that if I was to go for the exclusive, it would be something that would be worth the money. And I actually pretty much lucked out on this whole deal because there's a lot of people that have been getting gis on this RYU statue that are pretty badly yellowed. But the only thing is, the yellowing of the gi was intentional from Pop Culture Shock. If you think about it, if you're wearing a gi over and over, it's going to be getting very dirty, very yellow from like armpit stains and, just getting sweaty, So the gis are really going to be yellowed after a while, after, long use. But to tell you the truth, you guys, even though it's intentional, I have seen some pictures of some gis that are very yellow. I mean, not to the point to where it's a yellow gi, but there's a lot of yellow staining throughout here, and it's very thick throughout here and very dark throughout here, throughout the seams, and then right along here too. And I've been on the fence on whether or not I wanted to sell this statue and go after an exclusive, but I'm actually really happy with this one because the gi on this one, it is yellow. It does have that same yellow staining that they all do, but it's a very light shade of yellow. And I feel like I got kind of lucky with that because even though it's intentional and I know that that's what they were going for, I just don't really like the way it looks with it being so yellow like that. It just looks kind of dirty and dingy, like it's been sitting in a room that's someone's been chain smoking in. I'm not trying to hate on that whole look of the statue, but it's just personal preference. Some people might really dig yellowing of his gi. But to tell you the truth, instead of seeing a gi only yellow, I would have liked to seen it, if that's the intention that they were going for, I would have liked to seen it not only yellow but a little dingy and dirty, with a little bit of dirt. And I know obviously that's not what they're supposed to be doing with the regular version though. That's more along the lines of the battle damage version. But if they're gonna go through and stain the gi, then obviously he's been wearing it for a long time, so there should be a little bit of dirt on it. I would have rather it been, a little brown here, a little black there, a ring around the collar, that type of stuff, if that's what they were going for, rather than just yellow, personal preference. No, that doesn't really matter to everybody, that's just me, I guess. But everything else on this statue is pretty much solid, you guys. I really love everything about it. And I'm very happy that the yellowing on this one isn't outrageous like I've seen. And I really love his facial features. And I really love the skin tone on the statue and the paint application. I feel like it's very nice. It's done very well. And I really love the color black that they use with all of their black hair. It matches the base very well. It's like the same kind of black. It's all very cohesive and ties together really well. And you do see the seam on his jawline, but from the angle to where you're looking at him, you're not going to see it at all. You're not going to... this is the angle you're pretty much going to be looking at him from inside of your collection. You're not going to be looking at him from this angle, and this is the angle where you see the seam on the head sculpt. So it's not really even something I even paid attention to until I sat back here and gave it a look and tried to look for the seam. So, it's not too big of a deal. But yeah, the face sculpt is very nice. And I actually like the spiky hair on this head sculpt. I really love how he's stoic yet angry at the same time, focused. Very nice facial expression. And I really love how well they have done the archer transfers on the eyes. They've done a really good job on them, and they're not googly eyed or anything like that. I haven't seen any pictures where anybody has received a googly eyed Ryu. And I really love how they went in there and fully sculpted, the whole ear and the inner ear canal and all that. It's very nice. Really love the way the headband looks. It's very cool. So yeah, the gi by itself, mixed media wise, is very nice. It's very nice quality material, and the stitching is done really well. I wouldn't say that the stitching is perfect, but the stitching is done very well at the same time. And I really love how on the ends of his gi, on his sleeves, his ripped off sleeves, they're very frayed, and they're not just cut, in like little triangles. They're actually frayed at the same time of being cut. So it looks like they've been ripped off instead of cut off. Very nice looking. And I really love his belt. Even has some Japanese kanji symbols on his belt right here in gold. Very nice looking. I was really impressed to see that they put that on there as well. Really cool. But yeah, this gi is very thick and very stiff. And you can actually pose it a little bit if you like. I'm just going to pretty much keep it the way it is. This is the way Jerry intended it. So I'm fine with it. It looks very nice. Definitely looks like he just jumped straight out of the video game. But yeah, the muscle definition is very nice, you guys. That's one thing Jerry is known for, is his muscle definition in all of his statues. The boy is completely jacked, beyond control. And, you know, they've even got so many veins in there. And they actually look like real veins, you guys. Very nice. They've done a really good job with the veining. Boy's pumped. But yeah, it looks really nice. Very nice. His feet look very nice as well for being super big Street Fighter feet. The base is very nice, you guys. You know, it's the regular flat black base like they've been doing with all their Street Fighter statues, except for their new line that they just put out and the 1/3 Street Fighter statues. The only thing is, and I'm gonna be very honest right here, you guys. You know, I really like this new bordering that he has wrapped around his black bases. I think it gives it a very nice touch, very elegant, and has a really nice like Japanese style, Asian style, whatever you want to call it. And I really enjoy it. It's very nice. The only thing is, the way that it has been applied to the base is a little sloppy. You know, I'm gonna show you guys in my 4K close-ups, and I've seen it on every single statue so far. And I haven't really heard of anybody talking about it, but I'm not hating on the way it looks. I just want you guys to know exactly what you will be receiving if you buy this statue. It's not, you know, the worst thing I've ever seen happen on a base, but it's a little sloppy. You know, it's not perfect, and when you get a statue, you would like it to be perfect, because even though these are cheaper than most statues, pop culture shock statues at retail, it's still a pretty penny, you know, right around $350, and you would expect for your statue to be perfect. So be sure to check out the 4K close-ups so you guys can see what I'm talking about. The seam right here in between the border and the actual base. So definitely take a look at the 4K close-ups for that. But everything else in the statue is pretty much nice. You know, that's really the only two things that are, you know, a little iffy for me, is that border around the base and the yellowing of the gi. Even though the yellowing of the gi was intentional. So, you know, I don't want to go for the exclusive and then end up getting a gi that's very yellowized and then having to sell it again, you know, just because it would bother me looking at it, to tell you the truth. So, you know, I'm kind of pretty much on the fence with this one, you guys. You know, I might just keep this one because the gi is it's pretty clean, but at the same time, I always like to have all the exclusive switch outs and all the different display options. I've always liked that. It's nice to be able to have the option to choose which way you would like to display your statue. Why not, right? Yeah, I really like his gloves too. The way that they're sculpted and the way that they're painted. They've put in a lot of shading and wrinkles and creases in his gloves. Very nice. Really cool. Sculpted his hands very well. But yeah, you guys, you know, that's pretty much going to be it for this review, other than I do want to show you guys something that Jerry includes with all of his statues with Pop Culture Shock. It's pretty much just a certificate of authenticity, and he's going to include these in all of his statues he already has, and it's a really nice touch. I actually very like this aspect of his company, and that he still includes these. I really hope that he never takes these away. You know, just like XM Studios with their coins, you know, they are taking those away. And that pretty much sucks, you know. I do like collecting their statues. and I really wish that they would have kept their coins with their statues, with their new statues. So I'm very happy to see that Jerry has not stopped doing this. He even packs in these little museum quality white gloves so that when you're handling the base, you're not getting a bunch of fingerprints all over it and smudging the paint. So that's really cool. I really like that he started to do that. And I actually have a Pop Culture Shock Goken Pilgrim variant coming in. It should be here in a couple of days, sometime this week. So I will be doing an unboxing and reviewing that one as well, and then the 4K close-ups on that one as well. So go ahead and be on the lookout for that, and definitely check out the 4K close-ups of this statue so I can show you guys the yellowing effect that Pop Culture Shock has used on the gi. And I'm going to show you guys what one that looks okay looks like. And if you guys are interested, I would definitely say research yourselves and look into other people's gis the way that they have shown up. Not all of them are bad. Some of them are pretty much just like this, and some of them are pretty yellow. But definitely check it out if you guys are interested. Alright, you guys, really appreciate you guys watching. Appreciate all the love. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like this video if you do. And until the next one, catch me if you can. Thanks for watching.